In the world of 20th century economics, one man dared to challenge the status quo and revolutionize our understanding of money. This is the story of Milton Friedman. To understand Friedman's impact, we need to go back to 1929. The stock market has crashed, and the world is plunging into the Great Depression. Enter John Maynard Keynes, a British economist with a radical idea. Keynes argued that governments should intervene during economic downturns, increasing spending and cutting taxes to stimulate demand. In the United States, President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal embodied these principles, with massive public works projects aimed at putting people back to work. Fast forward to the 1950 seconds and 60 seconds. Keynesian economics has become the dominant paradigm in much of the Western world. Let's examine the key values and practices of this era. 1. Active government intervention in the economy. 2. Focus on maintaining steady demand. 3. Powerful labor unions. 4. High taxes on the wealthy. 5. Extensive welfare programs. 6. Fixed exchange rates. 7. Monetary policy playing second fiddle to fiscal policy. It's into this world that Milton Friedman, a young economist at the University of Chicago, begins to develop his revolutionary ideas. Born in 1912 to immigrant parents in Brooklyn, Friedman's early life was shaped by the Great Depression. But unlike many of his contemporaries, this experience led him to question, rather than embrace, the prevailing wisdom of government intervention. As Friedman developed his theories, he proposed a set of values that stood in stark contrast to the Keynesian orthodoxy. 1. Free markets. 2. Individual liberty. 3. Monetary stability. 4. Limited government. 5. Rule-based policies. Friedman's most famous contribution to economics was his theory of monetarism. At its core, monetarism argued that the supply of money was the primary determinant of economic activity and price levels. Friedman once stated, "Inflation is always and everywhere a monetary phenomenon," that inflation was primarily caused by excessive demand or cost pressures. This statement directly challenged the Keynesian view. Friedman proposed a radical solution, the K% rule. This rule suggested that central banks should increase the money supply by a fixed percentage each year, regardless of economic conditions. Friedman's ideas weren't limited to monetary policy. He advocated for school choice and proposed a negative income tax as an alternative to traditional welfare programs. As Friedman's ideas gained traction, they began to influence policymakers around the world, from the United States to the United Kingdom to Chile. Friedman's theories were put into practice.
However, Friedman's ideas were not without critics. Some argued that his theories placed too much faith in free markets and underestimated the importance of government regulation. The 2008 financial crisis posed a significant challenge to Friedman's theories, seeming to vindicate Keynesian ideas about the need for government intervention in times of economic distress. Yet even in the face of these challenges, Friedman's legacy endures. His emphasis on the importance of monetary policy and the dangers of inflation continues to influence economic thinking. Today, as we grapple with new economic challenges, Friedman's ideas continue to provoke debate and inspire new thinking. In the end, Milton Friedman's greatest contribution may not have been any single policy prescription, but rather his insistence that we critically examine our assumptions about how economies work. He challenged us to think differently about money, markets, and the role of government in our economic lives. As we face an uncertain economic future, Friedman's intellectual legacy reminds us of the power of ideas to shape the world. Whether we agree with him or not, there's no denying that Milton Friedman left an indelible mark on the field of economics, a mark that continues to influence policy and spark debate to this day.